Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. I hope everyone enjoyed their work week. I know it's been about 24 hours since we last spoke, but here we are. It's here we are. The season's officially kicked off. We had Liverpool and Bournemouth play today, with Liverpool winning 4-2. But before we continue on with the episode, as always, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, whether it's on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Search the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. I do have some additional news to go on as well as Instagram, TikTok, and X. Search for the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, Red Devils Corner Kick pod on Instagram and TikTok, and on X it is the RD Corner Kick pod. So today's episode is just mostly going to be talking about Arsenal, because we have our first matchup on Sunday. So I will be doing my lineup predictions, talking about what I would like to see on Sunday. It is kind of just over 24 hours or so. It is, as much as it's a late night, it is technically very early Saturday morning for me. It's just after midnight, so it is technically Saturday, but it's still, it's still in the evening, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. Some of you might be listening and it still is the evening for you. Some of you, it's going to be a very early morning, or it is currently morning, depending on where you are in the world. But yes, we are here. Now, before we proceed, a few changes. You'll see it on my X and you'll see it on Instagram already. I have updated the logo to the podcast. I've been debating about updating the logo since I kicked this off back in March. It is a new season, new Manchester United, but why not start fresh with a new logo? So do check that out. It is on X. I have updated it on the YouTube channel as well, but I will be. You'll see it when I do release the episode, so it will be appearing there. So when you look at it, download it, and view it, you'll see that the new episode, you'll see the new logo right away off the bat. It was. I know I just started back in March, and you had the logo there, but with the way the season was starting, I changed the logo up. Look for something fresh, something that led to something that was more related to the title of the podcast. So let me know what you think. It's there. But yes, I'm excited to have the new logo out for the pod. But let's get to what we're here to really discuss. It's a preview episode. We're here to discuss Manchester United versus Arsenal, which is kicking off Sunday, 11 a.m., where I am in Canada. And then we're definitely looking at around, I believe it's 4:30 in the UK in the afternoon. So it's a little late afternoon, but it's still a primetime technical game. Sundays at 11:30. Is usually prime time for soccer here, for football. But I'm looking forward to it. But let's get into the discussion for Manchester United. Okay, so yes, it's the first match. We've already had the first game of the Premier League season already kick off with Liverpool, but let's look at it here. This game, even when the schedule got released, you can already feel the hype up leading up to this episode. Sorry, not this episode, to this matchup. Why? Because, well, the way Manchester United season went. Obviously, Arsenal finishing second again. The history between the two clubs, it's the pressure on both managers because BBC, Talk Sports, Sky, they all want to talk about the pressures of Arteta and Ruben Amorim, predicting whether or not if they're going to get sacked this season, if one doesn't have a trophy, if the other one's not succeeding. So you have a matchup that we don't really see this early on. Well, I shouldn't say that. We have seen a matchup this early, but it's been a while since we've seen a matchup be the kickoff to the season for both teams. So, yes, we're here. Not only that, you have Victor Gyökeres, former teammate of Manchester United, or of Manchester United's manager Ruben Amorim at Sporting. You had Benjamin Sesko, who Arsenal was looking at. You have a revamped United attack, so you have that going into it as well. So there is pressure on both clubs. So Arsenal, they're expected to be top 5 this season. Man United, the book is still out. And I know last episode I talked about maybe I will do a prediction of where I think Manchester United will be. Listen, in my mind, in my heart, I would love for a Premier League win for Manchester United, but we know we can't always get what we want with this club. It's the truth. We can't get what we're hoping for. But we hope that United can get somewhere close to Champions League, maybe win a trophy. Because again, like I said, and I think I said it, I did talk about it last episode. I listed all the clubs. As much as I know I love United, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. Who else? Man City. Those are your 5 clubs that you already have to battle with. Not only that, you have Newcastle, which should be okay. We don't know what's going on with this act. Aston Villa is still a decent club. Crystal Palace is still good. You also have Tottenham, who should be better this season. So again, like I said, top half, as much as I don't want it, I know the top half should be mentioned, but it's going to be a battle to get into that top half. It's going to be a battle just to try and get into the top 5. We our first, Manchester United's first matches are going to be against the top clubs from last season. City, Chelsea, and Arsenal are in the first 5 games. So can you say we could be in trouble? Yes, you can say that. But we have to, I don't want to say the pressure is on for Sunday's game, but the pressure is on for Sunday's game. And because of who we're facing in the first 5 games, it's tough. I'm always going to think of a win. I'm always going to hope for a win. Like I said, I would love for a Premier League win, but it's going to be tough. And to be honest with you, I did make my predictions. I always make my predictions through Manchester United. And I have made my predictions and it's all set. What I will talk about later on is what those predictions are as well. Because what's unique about this situation is for Manchester United, listen, we know what Arsenal is going to look like going into Sunday. We do. We already know. We already know how good their squad is. We already know who's going to be up top. We know how good. Listen. You have Saka, Gyökeres, Martinelli, Odegaard and Rice together in the middle, Zubimendi, and you have Raya, who was incredible the last time Man United played them, especially in that draw. You have White, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori. They have that's going to be predicted as potentially their start. And we know Gyökeres starting off in the Prem. That's going to be a challenge. It's going to be tough. It is. This isn't going to be a cakewalk. And I know it's already getting hyped, it's been getting hyped up already. But right now, what I want to see from United is, do I want to see the best 11 that Amorim can give out? That's a question. Are we going to see the best 11 that Amorim can give? because again, Sesko just signed last weekend, was just announced at Fiorentina. And Mbeumo and Cunha are not fully fit yet. Well, they're at least they're game fit, but they're not fully 90-minute fit. We have players that are still out. Right now, the wing-back situation, we know who the left one is going to be. The question is who's the right one going to be. So going into Sunday, do we show our best hand? Do we show a Sesko, Cunha, and maybe a Mod, and then a Dalot as a right wing-back and a Dorgu? Do we hope that it's Bruno and Casemiro in the middle, or is it Bruno, Kobe, or is it Bruno, Ugarte? Our back three, like we know Euro and De Ligt should be your finalized. There's talks where Harry Maguire and De Ligt are battling out for that starting center back spot. The left side, we don't know yet. It's between, because Leach is coming back down until December. We have Aiden Heaven, who's played very well. We have Luke Shaw, who could not be a wing back, but now is a center back. So you have that there. Plus, not only that, Mazraoui is still out with injury. So, like that left back spot, left center back spot is up for anyone. It is. So the question is, who are we expected to see? Who are we going to look at? I know when I did my predictions earlier on, I'm just thinking, let's just go out with our best 11. Onana and Sesko are expected to be playing in this match. The question is, what do we look at here? Like the attack. Sesko, yes, he should be involved. He should be there. We should be seeing what Sesko could be doing. Will that be happening? We don't know. We don't. Like, it's, yeah. We do not know. So could he be doing change-ups and combination? Because again, like as much as we're in this spot, we have depth options. We do. We have depth options technically going into this. Højlund is still technically there, but I don't think Højlund's going to be in the starting 11. I don't think Højlund's going to be even on the bench tomorrow. I expect Højlund to be dropped. Xerxes should be back. You should be seeing Cheeto Obi on the bench too. It's kind of big for Aiden Heaven and Cheeto Obi, both former academy players for Arsenal. But when you're looking at the bench here, like you'll have possibly Mason Mount on the bench, Luke Shaw, Aiden Heaven on the bench, Cheeto, Xerxes, Ugarte, Kobe, Dalot could be starting. So and the question is, what's the attack going to be like? Are we going to look at depth? Are we going to look at those who are more fit for a game like this on Sunday? So that's the question. Like, and again, listen, when I do my predictions again, I do it through the Manchester United app. It's a lot of fun. I do it because again, you get the points and everything as well. United just reminding me that I've hit 2-person streak in a row, so yay. Had 11 days going before, but I forgot to log in 2 days ago. That's my own fault. But yeah, I have my prediction already in for that. So, well, I prepared it, but things in my mind could change. It could. Because like I said, you can see things there. So, and again, it could go over like the issue I mentioned. I think I mentioned this like weeks ago. Like once we signed Mbeumo and all that stuff, the question was going to be, what is the attack going to be like? Like rotational wise, everything. Like when you look at who we have, Mbeumo and Cunha are the main stars of the show. Those are their spots. On rotational situations, until they're up to match fitness, and Mbeumo only joined a couple weeks ago. Sesko isn't there. So like the question is, and it's game one, and like I just mentioned just a few minutes ago when I started the pod, I just lost my train of thought. Is, do we show our best hand right away? Do we swing for the fences and say, hey, Arsenal, this is what you're going to be facing? And as much as I made an earlier prediction with that, in my earlier prediction, I went with, let's just show what we got in that full hand. But now that I'm looking at it here, I'm prepping, and then since then I've been obviously prepping myself, maybe that's going to change. Maybe we won't see that. maybe Mbeumo could be coming off the bench. It's a possibility. Maybe Ahmad's coming off the bench. Maybe we're looking at things differently here. But the way I watched preseason is when I watched preseason, I saw the right side looking well with Yoro, Ahmad, and Mbeumo. That shouldn't change. That shouldn't. And the left side too, like Luke Shaw's doing okay. He's kind of developed something with Dorgu and Cunha together as well. The only thing is the middle. And maybe I make an adjustment from my middle. But like when we're playing this team, we know the strength of Arsenal. Like, you're going to see the strength through their middle. Now that they improved the striker attack, like a Gyökeres, that makes them a little bit more dangerous too. Like Gyökeres knows how Amorim works. Amorim knows how Gyökeres works. So, like, anything can happen in this way. So, but the one thing I want to see from this club today is, like, from Sunday is, like, do we show everything right away? I want to see more. You can say the word discipline until you're blue in the face, ladies and gentlemen, but we need to see control with this. I would like to see the finishes go through. Like, Sesko can do a lot of good things, but the main thing is to put the ball in the net. And last season, like, we had struggling with the ball in the net. The one thing we also struggled with is proper transitions, proper hold up, proper awareness. Like, a lot of issues with awareness, a lot of people just taking the shots, a lot of people not throwing in trust. But here we are. Like, the whole front, like, our new attack is completely different. And it had to change, but do we go with that new attack going into Sunday? And I don't want to second guess myself. And listen, at the end of the day, this is what I'm thinking. This isn't what I should be telling Ruben Amorim what to do. In the end, Ruben Amorim should be telling me what to do, because, to be fair, he knows more than me, really. As much as I grew up playing the game, my mentality and my skill set and my awareness when it comes to the sport, he's only a couple of years older than me, by the way, Ruben. I would rather have the world trust him and what to do over what the decision of a kid, or not a kid, of an adult doing a fan podcast for Manchester United. I can give my opinion, but in the end, it is the manager's decision for the squad. And I would, like, will I be upset that he didn't go with mine? No, because chances are, like I've just been saying since I've been doing this prediction episode, what I thought of at the beginning of the week is not what it's going to potentially be. I may be changing what I thought at the beginning of the week. Why? Because it's game one of the Prem. We have 38 matches to go. Like, after Sunday, we have 37 matches to go. Do we want to show what we're capable of the first day? Probably not. But Arsenal know what we're capable of. But again, we're not the same United from when we drew them. They're not the same Arsenal from when we last played them. So we like, it's going to take, like, this is going to be a matchup that we're always going to do. We know that both clubs always show up, and it's entertaining that we're having this type of match the first game of the year. It is. But yeah, realistically, it's difficult to say how things are going, because, again, do we go full 11? Excuse me, like, realistically, should we be going full 11? I don't, like, now that I look at it, could it be, or do I just stick with what I have? But, you know, the low, like, we can go like Acuna, Ahmad, and then Mbeumo comes on, or do we have Ahmad just that comes on for Acuna or Mbeumo? He did give me I did saw the video of the proper pronunciations, and I know I'm butchering it, so I do apologize. If he listens to the pod, I don't know. So he could, he might. But realistically, let's go back to reality here. It would be great if the whole roster or the whole squad of Manchester United listened to my podcast, and I'm sure those who are successful with their YouTube channels that probably do have players listening to their podcast, and I am a little jealous. But let's. The one thing is the biggest problem is going to be our midfield going to Sunday in the competition wise. That they will have a stronger mid. Our back three, it's really hard to try and predict this match. And I know I'm going all over with this prediction here, but I know Onana will be starting there, and I know Sesko will be starting. So you have your 2 points there. I'm going to give you my prediction now, and I'm going to give you a prediction score of what I think it's going to be. I am. But I'm going to give you the players I know that should be there, and the players I may be questioning now. Sesko, from my understanding, is potentially starting on Sunday. Onana, yes. Yoro, yes. Patrick Dorgu, yes. Bruno, yes. Casemiro, yes. Now, the concern is, and I know I kind of said that there, is, and no, I'm going to say Cunha, yes. The question is, does Mbeumo start, and does Ahmad start? Do we have Ahmad coming on, or do we have Dalot starting? That's what we're looking at here. Is Harry Maguire going to be starting on Sunday? I don't know. So again, I don't know, but that could be a change. But it's potential, because again, this isn't the only team. Like, I do follow the news, looking at everything. Sorry, just went to an Arsenal article for the prediction here. Just because I'm just been getting everything ready and looking at it for the club. So let's just take a look here. I look at everything because I'm going to have a different opinion than one sports writer and then another. Let's just take a look here. And yeah, Arsenal has made some new additions. Yeah, I mentioned Gyökeres and Nkunku as well. Okay. Let's just take a look here. Always fun when you're trying to do predictions, or trying to work on predictions. You're trying to look at news articles that also have predictions as well, and you want to see where they stand in comparison to what you're saying. But then when you click on the website, it asks you to, hey, why don't you subscribe to our lovely website? I don't want to. In this economy, do I really want to? But going back to, like I said, because I'm just taking a look at everything here in terms of predictions. I even mentioned Kai Havertz too. So let's just look at. Nobody's giving me a lineup prediction. Let's see here. Let's look in here. I'm going to use MSN.com. Okay. Let's take a look here. So predicted 11. Onana, De Ligt, Maguire. So that's an interesting one. Euro, obviously. Ahmad, Casemiro, Fernandes, Dorgu, Mbeumo, Cunha, and Mount. So a lot of people are predicting the false 9. Sorry, I shouldn't say a lot of people. MSN is saying that. And like House's doubts Xerxes and Onana, but Onana is expected to be there Sunday. So is Sesko is expected to be making his debut as well. And this is exactly what I was saying. Like, do we go off the bat and say, hey, here's Sesko, and boom, here we go? We saw what the false nine did against Everton and Fiorentina. It wasn't lovely. But once Sesko signed, they were definitely trying to push him to be there and be ready. I know he did something against the 21s this week, but he has to be ready. He's going to have to play. He has played a game this preseason, but not much since then. So, yeah, that left back situation, that I do like that. I never really put it into a fact of having all three start, especially with Mazraoui out, and we don't know when he's back. So, I do, yeah. Now I'm wondering about that now. That's, yeah. You know what? This is tough. This is tough, yeah. But De Ligt did play last game, and you saw Maguire and De Ligt together. You know what? I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with, but you're going to have De Ligt on. The problem is neither one of them has a strong. I'm going to keep. You know what? I am not going to make any changes. No, I'm making a change. No, I made one change to my starting lineup. I made one change. So this is what I've changed. So I'm going to give you my lineup now. I made one change for my prediction, and I'm going to leave it there. Sesko and Mbeumo, Cunha as your starting three. Ahmad and Dorgu as your wingbacks. Casemiro, Fernandes in your middle. Yoro, Maguire, Shaw. I originally had De Ligt starting. I think I'm going to go with Maguire. And Andre Onana as the keeper. Yes, that will be my. That's going to be my prediction for my starting lineup. I think realistically, and the one thing too is I was listening to a podcast this week, and we talked about the carrying out of the back. Maguire is, how do I say? Maguire is a little bit stronger at his carrying than I would say De Ligt. The only thing is, I think De Ligt more tracking back, and the speed and the way he covers the middle is there. So I think if De Ligt was to come on and be out at half, and the only thing is if De Ligt is fit, because I know, what was it, Everton, he came off with a knock. I know he played Fiorentina, but I can't remember how long he played for, and it wasn't that long. So, well, he did come on, but I know there's a fitness. So I think De Ligt will come off the bench. I'll switch out Maguire for De Ligt. Yeah. Yeah, like, again, I can't see them, like, I don't want to see that 11. I don't want to, sorry, not that 11. I don't want to see that false 9. I'm sorry. But this is exactly why Højlund should be staying. Højlund should not be going to AC Milan. Like, I want to see him progress. I want to see him play well, but he should not be going. Because I don't want to see that stupid false 9. I know you want to see Mount on the field. I know how Mount's there. But I think in this scenario here, having Mount as a depth piece to come on as a 10 for backups for Mbeumo and for Cunha is key, especially with Xerxes, who's going to be focused more on a striker. So we have that dilemma here. Like, I don't want to see that false 9. And you know what? We could be seeing that false 9 on Sunday. We could, like, yeah. Again, like I said, the attack issue, like what we did against Everton and Fiorentina, like, I get it, but I don't like it. And I know Amorim has said he will try things, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Unfortunately, the 2 games in a row Everton, it hasn't, and Fiorentina didn't work. So I think now that we have Sesko, and from what the reports are of them trying to get him ready for Sunday, I think that's there. So my prediction for the game, I am going with a United 2-1 win. I believe goal scorers. I have Cunha scoring, and I'm going to go with the new signing, Sesko. I went with my man of the match with Bryan Mbeumo. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. The reason why I say Mbeumo is because, I'm gonna say Bryan Mbeumo as the man of the match, Cunha and Sesko as the goal scorers, and you're probably wondering why. Because you know what, I see Mbeumo being really involved in the movement, the corners, and getting the 2 assists. And then, you know what, just in fashion of Arsenal, Declan Rice scoring for Arsenal. There you go. 2-1 victory, Manchester United. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to be more vocal about my predictions, but yes, I'm going to go with a United win. I'm always hoping for a United win, ladies and gentlemen, and I am hoping for that on Sunday, 2-1. So, but realistically, with the squad that I predicted, I'm hoping for movement from back to middle to front. The midfield is going to be the most difficult thing with Casemiro. Because like I said, like our attack should be fine against their D. Our back three should be fine with their attack. It's just seeing that middle there with Declan Rice, Zubamende, Odegaard, that scares me. That it does. Like, it does concern me with that, and maybe he does go with Delo over that just because of the track back and deep, but Ahmad can track backs, and Dorgu plays very well tracking back. So Dorgu got better as a two-way player from when we signed him till now. He grew, which is great to see. So again, it's the first game. I don't know if we're going to show all of our cards, but we're going to show something. So we'll see how it plays out. But I do like the squad that I predicted, and you know what? I went with it. I don't think we should be doing that. We may see a little bit of a false nine going into the back end of the game on Sunday because of Sesko's probably, or we'll see Xerxes in. It's just the way they may rotate and bring players on. We may see Bruno pushed up to the 10 on Sunday. We may see Bruno and Mount together at the 10 with Xerxes in the middle on Sunday, or as the striker on Sunday, bringing Kobe Ugarte on for Casemiro and Cunha and Mbeumo, like when they're doing the rotation. So the people that should be rotated on Sunday will probably be Kobe, Ugarte, De Ligt, whether he's starting or Maguire is on. Either of those three will be there. I believe Xerxes will be getting there for minutes, and Mason Mount will probably be starting. Or Mason Mount will get in. So, and the one thing too is if not, you're going to have a defender come on. You're going to need someone to replace Luke Shaw because I don't think he'll be game fit. So you'll see Aiden Heaven potentially going on too. So a lot of things to go on for the first game, but I think after the first couple, you'll get a feel for who that starting group will be. But you know what? When you're in this type of matchup, you might as well go big or go home. We have Fulham next week and the Burnley after that. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I will be posting my photo of my starting squad in the video, as well as my new logo that just came out as well. I will be back Sunday after the match to discuss the post game of Manchester United versus Arsenal. I will be I'll be there, and I'll be back I'll be back Sunday, and then Sunday I'll discuss when my next episodes will be. But yes, finally my group, my starting 11 one more time: Onana, Yoro, Maguire, Luke Shaw, Dorgu, Ahmad as the wingbacks, Casemiro, Bruno in the middle, Sesko, Cunha, and Mbeumo as your attack. So past my starting 11. It's the first match, and I'm going for a 2-1 United win. It's gonna, like, again, I'm always gonna go for a win. I'm always hoping for a win. This is gonna be the tough match, and it's Arsenal, City, Chelsea are in our first 5 games, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the perfect test, especially when we're facing those other 2 clubs in a couple of weeks, in a month or month and a half. A month. We'll be facing them. City on the 14th. The week after is Chelsea. So right now, this is the best test, and we're going to see them later on in the year. Why not go all out? Let's show them what we're capable of, because we know it's the way this game goes. It's going to be a different one the next time when we face them. So hopefully you enjoyed the episode tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the new logo as well. But yeah, it's a new logo, new season, new Manchester United Football Club. Let's hope for a successful season. Oh yes, I didn't give my prediction for what I think Man United are going to do this season. I'm going to say top 6. That's what I'm leaning towards. Top 6. Top 6, but look for them to be involved more with the FA Cup and the Carlsberg Cup. Just because of entry into Europe will be very tough with, like I said, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. Who else am I? I just did this earlier, yeah. So City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. I'm now losing my marbles. Yeah, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, City. Who else was there? There's Newcastle, Aston Villa. Who finished top 5 last year? Yeah, Newcastle's going to be there. Yeah, I didn't even mention Nottingham Forest. Yeah. Yeah, it's, yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah. Yeah, top 6 for Manchester United. I may have to go back on that thought. No, I'm staying with top 6. But yes, like I said, FA Cup, Carlsberg Cup will be, I would say, taken more seriously this year than last year because of the entry into Europe. I know everyone wants to worry about Champions League, but yeah, I'm saying top 6, and the way we play in Carlsberg and FA Cup will be very integral as well. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I'll be back Sunday after the match. Enjoy your weekend. My apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. I am so sorry. I will be back Sunday after. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the match on Sunday. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.